$23 as a nurse, as a new grad nurse, Michelle, you're making nothing. Just move back home. Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. It is Michelle here, Nurse Michelle here. You are in a channel where I make nursing videos, lifestyle videos, and faith-based videos. I like to talk about Jesus. If you like content like that, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications to get alerts on my videos. But today's video is going to be very interesting, very juicy. But before we get started, I want you to go ahead and hit this like button because it's going to be a good one, okay? So I got this video idea from Aaliyah's Face and Lydia Dinga. So they kind of made a video talking about their glow up. Essentially on like social media. So I thought it'd be a really great idea to translate this into nursing. So in their videos, they basically like talked about their careers they had prior to making it on YouTube and stuff like that. And so I'm going to be talking about like my beginning stages in my nursing career. I'm not going to take you guys all the way back to my first ever job because it was not nursing related. So we're going to start from like my college years. This is when I got into nursing. Yeah, grab a glass, grab a drink because it's going to get good. This is apple cider, by the way. We're just trying to be fancy. But we're going to talk about job descriptions, my CNA journey, salaries, the glow up in that, and just basically like career and like some of like the resistance you might face as you move up in this career. Like I'm not going to talk about drama per se, but just like opposition that you might face in the career of nursing. So let's get into this video. I graduated from high school 2013. And so I got into college fall of 2013. I became interested in nursing, so I applied for my nursing program spring of 2014, I believe, and I found out I got in spring of 2014. I had to work my booty off my freshman year of college to get a 3.8 GPA in order to get into the program that I got into. And so because I was so dedicated to my schoolwork and being so young, like I could not manage my time wisely. So I had to allot all my time towards studying and like towards my schoolwork. I did not work my first year, got the 3.8 GPA, applied to nursing school, and then I finally got accepted. I started my nursing program fall of 2014. So it's my sophomore year, fall of 2014. I got into the program. You know, I felt like I was a little bit more mature. And then after my first semester of nursing school, I believe I took health assessment, and that grandfathered me into the world of CNA. So after you've taken like the first core classes in nursing school, then you're automatically considered a CNA. So newsflash, you do not need to acquire a CNA license before you go into nursing school because it's not necessary. The moment you've completed like your health assessment, core classes like that, you're automatically a CNA. So you can get jobs through that. Summer of 2015, I got my first ever CNA job on an acute care surgery floor. You guys, not just an acute care surgery floor, an acute care trauma surgery floor, okay? Like if I told y'all I learned a lot, I learned a lot. That was my first ever nursing job. I started off as PRN because I was in school and I didn't want to dedicate too much time into work just because I didn't know how my semesters would flow, and then I didn't want to fall behind on my schoolwork. I was offered $13, I believe, an hour, which back then, like that was the most money I have ever made at a job. So I was ecstatic. And then there was like time differential. So I would work a lot of the night shifts. I believe I got like maybe $1 or $2 extra when I worked night shift. So I would like always pick up the night shift, and I was able to study working night shift while being a CNA in nursing school. If you want to work while in nursing school, pick up those night shifts, and it's usually calmer. Let me not say all floors are like that, but it's usually calmer pace so that you'll have time to study. So $13 an hour as a PRN care, like we called it care partner. But I learned so much. That period helped me become the confident like nursing student that I would later become in clinicals. Like I had the patient interaction at work. I was comfortable talking to nurses. I was comfortable taking orders from nurses. I was comfortable prioritizing my tasks, talking to family members. Like I got comfortable just being around the hospital. I got familiar with the equipment. I got familiar with like the supplies. I feel like that was very pivotal in my nursing journey. So that was my first real nursing job being a CNA, and I did that for about 2 years until I graduated from nursing school. So I graduated nursing school May of 2017, and by the grace of God, I landed a job before I graduated on a surgical trauma ICU. That was my first big girl job. And at that time, you guys, I've made so many financial mistakes in my life, and even though I learned a lot on that floor, I shouldn't have accepted this job because they were paying me so little. And I've told you guys about this in my previous videos, but my first ever nursing job, they offered me $23 and some change an hour as an ICU nurse at a level 1 trauma center. So I was basically working my butt off and getting paid less than what I deserved, honestly. But I chose to accept the job because it was at a level 1 trauma center. Like, that ICU was like known to be really good, and the nurses were so knowledgeable, so smart. I just aspired to be like them so bad. I just did not listen to like my parents. They're like, oh, Michelle, you're done with school, move back to the house so that, you know, you can start a job here. You're going to make more money up here. Just come and live at home. But y'all, I was stubborn. I was like, I want my freedom. Let me know if you guys want a financial mistakes I have made in my life video, because I would love to make that. Leave it in the comment if you're interested in that. After you're being underpaid as an ICU nurse and being treated like less than nothing by some people, honestly guys, I got bullied in that ICU personally. I feel like one of the charge nurses there was just not the nicest person. Like, there was a lot of passive aggressiveness that was going on, and in nursing it just hurts me that there's just so much of this. You know, the saying, oh, nurses eat their young. Like, I hate to tell y'all, but it is true. Some people just, they feel empowered, having superiority over you. I don't know. I just don't get it. But yeah, I went through a little bit of doubt in that ICU, but you guys, I learned so much. I felt so confident. I felt so competent after my 1 year at that level 1 trauma center. Finally, like, I came to my senses and realized that $23 as a nurse, as a new grad nurse, Michelle, you're making nothing. Just move back home. Move back to the area in where you will make a lot more money. So then after that 1 year, I moved to another location in where I got offered my first ever big girl money in the PACU. I stumbled upon the PACU by accident, guys. So summer of 2018, I decided to leave my $23 an hour job in the ICU to move back in with my parents. So when I came up here, I initially applied for a part-time PACU job. So this PACU job actually like was just sent from heaven. So I applied to that job because my original thought was to work in the PACU part-time and then work in the ICU full-time. And so when I went in for my interview, the nurse manager really loved me, and she was like, Michelle, there's a full-time position open. Do you want me to send your application to HR for that? And I was like, oh yeah, sure. And so after the interview, I received a call from HR saying that, yeah, you got the job, you got the full-time position, blah, blah, blah. So like all within a day's work, I got offered the job in the PACU that I'm currently in right now. When I first got offered the job, they offered $29 initially, but then like within a week or two after starting, they're like, oh man, you have ICU experience, so we're going to bump your pay up to like $31. So that's where I was my second year in nursing. So I went from $23 to $31 in a span of 1 year. So experience helps a lot, and also location helps a lot as well. After 6 months working in the PACU, it just got so routine. It became very mundane, very monotonous, especially after coming from an ICU like, where everything is going at 100 miles per hour. Like, the PACU was just way too chill for me. So 6 months in the PACU, I decided to pick up a part-time ICU job. And so I was making like $32 at this part-time ICU job while making $31 at the full-time PACU job. So, you know, I didn't feel cheated as like working in critical care because those hospitals were around each other, and so I felt like, okay, I'm getting compensated well for my area. So then I did that job for like 6 months, and then I just got so tired. And I was like, man, you know what? I'm working so much. I'm working way too hard. 60 hours every week just to make this amount of money, and where I can make this same amount of money while not working myself crazy. You know, working only 36 hours a week can give me the 60-hour a week paycheck if I decided to do travel nursing. So this is one of the reasons why I decided to venture to travel nursing. So after 2 years of being a nurse, 1 year in ICU, 1 year in the PACU, I decided to just become a PRN PACU nurse. I didn't quit the PACU completely, and then just transition into travel ICU nursing. So summer of 2019, I started talking to recruiters. I decided to go with one named Atlas MedStaff, and with this position I was able to get a travel contract at Duke University, a level 1 trauma center. In my travel contract I was gonna get offered like $1,500 every week. I know, it might not be creme de la creme of travel nursing money, but this was in Durham, North Carolina. There's nothing in Durham, North Carolina. It was actually a really good deal for me as well because I was not going to be paying rent. One of my best friends was there in school, and so I was staying with her the entire 3 months I was at Duke. So I didn't pay for rent. So that actually paid off, making $1,500 instead of making like what, $1,800, $1,900, and then like allocating some of that money to rent. You know, rent is not cheap. So yeah, that's why I decided to go to Duke. I was making $1,500 every week, so $3,000 every 2 weeks, and in the month span it was $6,000, and this is without overtime. Taxes really did not count against me. That's one of the big pros of going into travel nursing. So I was making like, you know, some pretty decent money at the time as a travel nurse. But after I completed my first assignment, I took a month off, went on vacation, and then 2020 I realized that like comparing that travel assignment to like how much I was making as a PRN nurse, like it was the same. Like why go through all that struggle looking for travel contracts, going to another state where I'm not familiar with, being lonely, working with people I've never worked with, and not having my community around me? Like, why didn't I just stick to this PACU job, work PRN hours, and make the same money? So that's what I decided to do 2020. And I was like, if I'm going to go back into travel nursing, I'm going to go where the big bucks are, which was California. So all this while, I had applied for my California license, and up until this day, guys, I do not have it. I don't know where it went. I don't know what pothole it fell through, but I don't have my Cali license, even though like I got the note saying that they have all my information. God just did not want me to go to California. That's what I concluded, because God and I are like so much closer now, and it wouldn't have happened if I had gone to California. So I think this was all a part of his plan. But yeah, if you want to make money as a travel nurse, Cali is where you gotta go, okay? And these crisis COVID-19 money, if you want to go and risk your life, then so be it. I'm just kidding. Do what you want to do with your career, okay? Don't listen to me. So then 2020, I've pretty much worked PRN all throughout this year until last month, and where I decided to go back to being a staff nurse. I actually went back to part-time. I didn't go back as full-time. I went back as part-time just because of school. I just really thought about it and made more sense to go back into staffing. And you guys, let me tell you, I told you guys like I dream a lot. God told me earlier this year that I was going to get a pay raise. When I had the dream, like it made no sense because I was PRN making the cap, like the max I could possibly make. I was like, well, how am I gonna get a pay raise? And so like that dream, I write all my dreams down in a journal. Fast forward to December when I went part-time. My facility, guys, decided to give everybody a raise. And so I'm basically making as much money as I did as a PRN nurse now as a part-time nurse. So like God is just so good. God is just so good. Like I can't believe he showed me that dream back then when it didn't make sense, and now like it all came together in full circle. God is too good. God is too good. But yeah, so right now I'm part-time making $40 an hour. So I didn't really lose anything transitioning from my PRN status. Thank God. Thank the Lord. So yeah, guys, that is the big story of my nursing journey. I hope this video was informative. Like there are so many routes in nursing that will allow you to maximize your income, maximize your knowledge, maximize your capacity. Do not limit yourself. Nursing is fluid. You can move and work in different specialties. You're not confined in just one specialty. That's one thing I love about nursing. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please let me know what your thoughts were. Did you take the traditional route into going into nursing? Because my story was pretty traditional. Like There was nothing exciting about the journey. Went to college, got into my program, and I graduated. So, but let me know what your story is and how your journey has been so far, or where you actually are in your journey. Like, are you in school? Are you a CNA? Let me know in the comments below. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you've not already. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.